Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to look at the Bioship Alpha expansion for Star Trek Attack Wing. Now, I just got this in the mail yesterday and I'm anxious to try it out, but I figured I'd take a look at the different captains and the upgrade cards before I do that. For those of you that really haven't heard of this ship, it's okay. It was really only visible in Star Trek Voyager. So if you're familiar with like the original series and Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, but not familiar with Voyager, then you probably wouldn't know what the Bioship Alpha was. But it's a ship from species 8472. It's like a biological ship. And again, if you haven't heard of species 8472, that's okay. They really only came into play around, I want to say, the 4th season of Voyager, but don't quote me on that. There was a 2-parter called Scorpion that I really enjoyed. It was Star Trek Voyager came across a bunch of Borg debris, and they were trying to figure out what could possibly outborg the Borg. Well, species 8472 can apparently do that. So again, if you haven't watched Voyager, please do so. It's an awesome, awesome series. So with that said, let's take a brief look at what this particular expansion has to offer. Okay, so here's a brief snapshot of the components minus all of the little tokens. Just keep in the back of your mind that once again, I don't include these tokens in my expansion videos just because they become redundant. It's the same tokens almost every time. Again, keep in mind that the tokens that usually come with these expansions reflect the ship class in question. If the ship can scan, for example, then it'll include a scan token. So here's a quick look at the model. Once again, I'm fairly pleased with it. The Borg Sphere I was happy with, the Dominion Battleship I was pleased with, and now we're 3 for 3 with this one, which is good to see. I mean, some of the first expansions in this whole series, and even the original models in the core game, some of the components were a bit iffy, but I'm glad to see that more work is being put into these particular models. Still very delicate, though, so you have to be careful. Not as delicate as the ships and the models found in the Star Wars X-Wing miniature games, but still delicate nonetheless. Here's a quick look at the cover for the base. Again, it's two-sided like the other ships in the other expansions. Bioship Alpha on one side, which is like the primary, the main one. It's the named one. And then you've got your standard species 8472 Bioship on the other side. And as you can see, it just has a forward firing arc. As far as movement is concerned, normally in my X-Wing series I use the wheel to show you this, but one thing I do like about Star Trek Attack Wing that X-Wing doesn't do is that it includes these little reference cards for movement, which is awesome. That's something I wish that X-Wing did. But anyway, getting back to this, it can make a slight left or slight right, or go straight at 1. Those are all green maneuvers. On 2, it can make hard banks, slight turns. Those are white maneuvers. It can also go straight at 2. That's a green maneuver. Onto the 3s, it can make a hard left or a hard right at 3. It can also K-turn at 3. Those are all red maneuvers. Slight left, straight, slight right at 3 are white maneuvers. And finally, it can go 4 straight. That is a white maneuver. Alright, onto the ships. Bioship Alpha, once again, is your named ship. Species 8472 Bioship. It has 6 attack, 2 agility, 5 hull, 6 shields. So it pretty much rivals the Borg Sphere. The Borg Sphere had 0 agility, if memory serves correctly. So it has a little bit more maneuverability. The downside, again, is the forward firing arc. The Borg Sphere could fire in a complete 360-degree firing arc, whereas the Bioship only has that forward firing arc. So it gives up the ability to fire in all directions for extra agility, which is okay. And I think the Borg Sphere had 7 hull and 7 shields, but don't quote me on that. As far as the special ability for the named ship, whenever you attack with your primary weapon, if you inflict at least 3 damage, place an auxiliary power token beside the target ship. So pretty powerful 1-2 punch there. Evasive maneuvers, target lock, scan token, regenerate. Regenerate was introduced in the Borg Sphere expansion that I showed you earlier. Basically, you can give up attacking for that turn, you use it as an action, but you give up attacking to remove 1 damage card, whether it be a face down or face up damage card. You also got some upgrades down here, mostly modifications and torpedoes it looks like, and it has a point cost of 38. Then you have your standard species 8472 starship, same really, but it has 1 less shield and costs less. It has 36 points as opposed to 38. No special ability. As far as your captains go, you've got the Bioship Alpha pilot. Each round during the planning phase, after all other players have chosen their maneuvers, target a ship within range 1 of your ship. look at that ship's chosen maneuver, and then choose your maneuver. So basically, you can look to see what they're doing and then plan your move accordingly. The target ship's player cannot change the chosen maneuver after you've looked at it. You may not perform any actions the round you use this ability. So you'll give up using an action for that round in order to look at your opponent's maneuver dial, which is pretty cool. Captain skill of 7, point cost of 6. And then just your standard species 8472 captain, pilot skill, or captain skill of 1 with an upgrade cost of 0. Like the other expansions, this one comes with its own scenario, and it's actually based around the episode I was talking about earlier, Scorpion. I don't want to go into this too in depth for those of you that want to watch Voyager but haven't. But just to sum it up, one player will be the Federation, one player will be Species 8472, and it'll be a race against time for the Federation player to try and destroy the Species 8472 player before a time limit expires. But to help out the Federation player, they can create a Class 10 torpedo that gives them 10 attack dice. There are some other rules to look at, but for the most part, seems like a pretty interesting scenario. Onto your upgrade cards, you've got this Energy Blast, 5 attack dice, range 2 to 3, upgrade cost of 6, attack, target lock. Spend your target lock and disable this card to perform this attack. If fired from a Species 8472 ship, add +2 attack dice. So it's sort of like the Proton Torpedo cards that we've seen. Quantum Singularity, as an action, discard this card, so it's a one-time use. Discard this card to remove your ship from the play area, and discard all tokens that are beside your ship except for auxiliary power tokens. During the end phase, place your ship back in the play area. You cannot place your ship within range 1 to 3 of any other ship. This upgrade may only be purchased for Species 8472. That has a cost of 6. So basically it allows them to, let's say if they're trapped in the corner or something, they need to get out. If they're in a bad position, their firing arc's facing the wrong direction, whatever. They can use this as an action to disappear and then reappear at the end of the turn somewhere else on the board. So pretty cool. Extraordinary Immune Response. When you defend, you may discard this card to roll 1 extra defense die for every damage card that is by your ship card. This upgrade may only be purchased for Species 8472 that has an upgrade cost of 5. So if you're really damaged and you're about to be destroyed, this might be a good card to play. Bioelectric Interference action. Discard this card, another one-time use, to target all other ships within range 1 to 3 of your ship. Target ships must discard all tokens that are placed beside their ship except for auxiliary power tokens. A ship that discards a cloak token may immediately raise its shields. In addition, your ship cannot be target locked this round. This upgrade may only be purchased by Species 8472. That has an upgrade cost of 6. Apparently I can't read today. Energy Focusing Ship. That has a attack die value of 6, range 2 to 3, upgrade cost of 10. So this is a very powerful card, it looks like. Attack. Discard this card to perform this attack. Target all friendly ships within range 1 of your ship that have not yet attacked this round. Target ships cannot make an normal attack this round. So you're giving up your other friendly ship's ability to fire that round. Target ships cannot make a normal attack this round. Instead, add +2 attack dice to your attack roll for this attack for each targeted ship. So let's say you have 2 other friendly ships nearby that have not fired yet this round. You could add +2 attack die for each ship and then add that to your normal attack. So that's pretty cool. Place an auxiliary power token beside your ship and each of the target ships. This upgrade may only be purchased by a Species 8472 ship. Again, with an upgrade cost of 10, I can see why it's very expensive like that. The weak will perish. When attacking with your primary weapon, after rolling your attack dice, you may discard this card and disable your captain card to choose any number of your attack dice and re-roll them up to 2 times. This upgrade costs +5 squadron points for any other ship other than a Species 8472 ship. Upgrade cost of 5. Biological Attack. At the end of the activation phase, if your ship base is touching an enemy's ship base, you may discard this upgrade and disable your captain card to inflict 1 critical damage to the enemy ship's hull, even if it has active shields. Then disable 1 crew upgrade of your choice on the enemy ship. This upgrade may only be purchased by Species 8472, upgrade cost of 5. So there you have it, a quick look at the Bioship Alpha expansion for Star Trek Attack Wing. You can check out my review of the core game at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com, or you can click on the links in the below description, that'll take you there as well. If you want to see some actual battles between my son and I, check out my YouTube series and subscribe. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.